which obviously that ending is more than likely not canon, but I think it takes away some of the punch of the ending of Lufia 2. But anyway, we're not playing Lufia 2. I'm going to stop complaining about the game, although that was more of a dig on the remake. Life was good and troubles were few. That's how it always starts, isn't it? Like, one of the things that I always wonder about these games where, like, they've had years and years and years and years and years of peace, right? And then suddenly people are surprised to see monsters again. It's like, oh no, there's monsters. We haven't had monsters around here in generations. Like, where did the monsters go and where are they coming from? Like, is this like Final Fantasy VIII where they just fall from the moon every once in a while? Are they in deep dark caves waiting to like bone each other and make lots of little baby monsters? These are the things that I think about. It is a disease, I know, and I apologize for submitting you to it. Subjecting. That's the word I was looking for, subjecting. I really like this intro scene right here, and I think it's really, first of all, I think it's really cute. You have this, you have little Hero and you have little Lufia, and this is how they meet for the first time. They go out and they play tag, and one of the things I've always really liked about Lufia 1 and Lufia 2 is they do a lot to build up the relationship between the main protagonist and his female counterpart. So in Lufia 1, it's the Hero, and Lufia 2, it's Maximum Salon. I mean, they do a lot. They make you care about their relationship, and they do that. They do a really good job at that. In fact, that's in this game. That's pretty much all of the character development your party gets. Like 90% of the character development goes between the Hero and Lufia, and like the other 10% is split between the other two party members. You know, they don't get a whole lot of dialogue or a whole. I mean, they have personalities, but it's kind of not explored. They spend most of their narrative energy exploring Lufia, which is probably why they named the game after her when they brought it over to the United States. Because in Japan it was called something different. It's like Estipolis Dinky or something like that. Estipolis is being the name of the planet, and I think Dinky means like story or something, like the story of or something. I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. So what kind of way is this to run a military? Like, okay, there's no monsters, I get it, the world is at peace, but human is the real monster. Like you have a kingdom literally like one short march away, and you're going to just F off your training? Like, what if the neighboring kingdom decides to invade you? What do you do then? Like, that never occurs to anybody. Not a single person. Like, except maybe the king of the neighboring kingdom, because he won't let the Knights of Alekia, which is this right here, there's a plot point, a minor one. They're like, oh, they won't let the Knights of Alekia into the kingdom of Sharon. And speaking of Alekia, like, Alekia is not in Lufia 2, is it? Like, I'm fairly certain that that is not the name of the town where, like, they make it kind of like a deal where, like, they never outright state, I don't think, that Maxim was a Knight of Alekia, but they kind of hint that in this game. And even, like, later on, the Sinistrals are like, oh, it's a Knight of Alekia. It's like they can see it in his face. He's got that Knight of Alekia face. This is one of those scenes I was talking about where they expend their narrative on the relationship between the hero and Lufia. And I think for a game that came out in 1993, they do a very, very good job. Let me see. Life 100 years ago in Lufia 2. Was it all that? It wasn't all that different. Like, you have crazy mad scientists running around this world, and they had crazy mad scientists running around the world 100 years ago, and they still don't have indoor toilets. Actually, I assume they don't have indoor toilets, because everybody fights with swords. Like, you know what? I say that, but doesn't Artea use a gun in the remake of Lufia 2? And then Tia, her name is Tia, right? She uses that weird suitcase thing. Like, how would cinnamon tea taste? Is it just like regular tea with cinnamon in it? Or is, like, she brewing the cinnamon? How would that work? Cinnamon pie with cinnamon tea. I don't know, man. That's way too much cinnamon. I'd take the cinnamon pie and then have, like, some regular tea. Maybe. Get some good black tea. I'm not really sure what kind of tea would go with cinnamon tea. I'd probably just ask for a glass of milk. I think milk would go best with a piece of cinnamon pie. That's just my opinion. My mother's that same way. Like if you, like, compliment her cooking, she'll go in, she'll start making, like, you know what? Your cake is the absolute best cake. And, like, you go away and you come back a couple hours later and she'll have, like, a cake waiting for you. And it's the best. You're probably going to hear me hum a lot during the course of this because I really like the soundtrack to this game. Like, when I think of a town theme, like, this is the town theme that pops in my head. Like, a generic town theme. Like, when you start talking about, like, towns that have specific themes, then the Onette theme pops in my head. Now, this right here is kind of a dick move, because all he's got to say is, Lufia, I've got to go and, like, investigate something. He could have taken 5 minutes to go and, I don't know, have a pie. Piece of pie. A bite of pie. So, Lufia runs off too. And now we finally have control. So, at this point in the game, there are no triggers that you have to do. Literally all you have to do to advance the plot is run to Sharon, investigate, and run back. But we got some items to pick up. There are a bunch of items hidden in this game. In fact, there is a counter at the very end that keeps track of, like, how many treasures you have missed or not missed. You seem strange, probably because I actually want to, you know, be a knight as opposed to running around and effing off. So, let's see. They hide items in these flowers, random freaking green spots on the map, crates, dressers, you name it, they hide it. So anyway, we don't want to buy any armor just yet. We do want to come in here though. Get that potion. Potions are going to be handy. And I want to buy a dagger. Come on. Alright. Roman only taught Lufia, huh? Yes, that's me. A cruel and unfeeling monster. Let's go over this way. What's this old man got to say? Monsters roam the tunnels. Yeah, the monsters in the tunnels to Sharon are actually kind of difficult. Like, this point in the game is actually the most one of the most dangerous points in the first half of the game. Because you've only got one party member. So, this is the priest. He'll revive you, lift curses, because there's cursed equipment in this game, and he'll record your game. So, we'll go ahead and save. We'll run back down. Sweet water repels monsters, kind of like holy water in the Dragon Quest games. There is a foul water, but you actually cannot buy it. If I remember correctly, there's a way to make sweet water act as foul water if you want to do some grinding, but I'm probably not going to do anything like that. That's a fool's game, grinding. I mean, it's the great equalizer. If you're having problems in a game, go out and grind a little bit. Gain a level. Try again. These guys will give you hints about how there's stuff. This guy, right here. Yeah. So basically, he's saying there's items hidden everywhere, so check everything. And then we get a power potion. It's a stat potion. I forget what that does. I can never remember what the stat potions do, but that's okay because I don't generally give them to the hero in this game. He is very middle of the road in everything he does. He's the best healer you get in your party, so that's very similar to, like, say, Breath of Fire 3, but unlike in Breath of Fire 3, he doesn't have, like, better things to use his MP on. He is looking for you. I guess the best comparison to another game for the hero would be he's a red mage without any attack magic. That's literally what knights do. Oh, there's a rumor of this dangerous thing. Well, we better go investigate. Isn't that what a military does? Like, am I wrong? Like, wouldn't it be the military's job to investigate a rumor to see if it's true or not, and then act accordingly? I'm not crazy, right? So anyway, one of the reasons I came into the castle here is because if you talk to the princess, she gives you money. Yeah! It's gonna come in handy. Alright. Stuffed bear. Bracelet. Nothing. So the bracelet is a shield. Hero can't equip it. So we'll... Oh, that's right. Let's go talk to the king. Let's see if we can get the king to get off his behind here. That guy just says be polite in the presence of the king. The thing that I love here is that the hero is a knight of this kingdom, and the kingdom's like, well, go check it out. I can't send any more. Like he's saying he won't let any knights go and into investigate, until there's proof. But he's okay that one of the knights goes off on his own time and to see. Yes, give me all. Yeah. So revives do what you think they do. They revive dead party members. They're relatively rare, and they're worth good money at the beginning of the game. So I always feel like it's a trade-off. That do you want to sell them and make a little money and buy some better equipment, or do you want to go and keep them just in case?